and thank you for joining us for the next of our interviews with members of the Caritas Consort. This time I'm joined by Alice Burrows, who is joining me all the way from Berlin. So hello to you, Alice. Thanks for giving of your time for this. We'll start off by talking a little bit about how you came to be a member of Caritas in the first place, please.
Yeah, hi, thanks. So I joined Caritas in 2014, and I'd been involved in the choral scene in Cardiff in various choirs and ensembles since university, and I was lucky enough to find out about Caritas through one of the original altos, Amy Blythe. And I was so excited to join the choir because I was looking for a smaller ensemble in which I could continue to develop as a singer. And one of the things that's incredible about the group is the level of quality singers, many professional singers who I'm in awe of, but yet it's the most encouraging and supportive atmosphere that I've ever experienced in a choir. As you know, I tend to have quite strong nerves when it comes to solos, but the people are just so supportive of each other and really just want to make beautiful music together.
And there is a slight problem with your current situation in terms of being a member of Caritas whilst living in Berlin. So what's happening there?
Yeah, well, I left Wales to move to Berlin in Germany in early 2019. My partner and I had wanted to move abroad for a while, and Berlin was a great option as I could already speak some German, and the city suits both of us with our careers. I work in theatre, so it's got a great theatre scene in Berlin and also a strong technology sector for my partner. Even though I was moving away from Wales, I couldn't really ever leave a group like Caritas fully. So I have carried on helping out with some of the admin and looking after the website. And I'm also planning for the choir to come over and do a performance tour of Berlin.
It really is the case that I don't think anyone truly ever leaves Caritas, it seems, because you're involved despite living in Berlin. Lindsay will often get people back in the choir who haven't been singing with us for a long time for various concerts and things. So it really brings about that family feeling of the choir and perfectly sums that up. And we're really grateful to you for helping to organise the trip to Berlin, which will happen. I'm sure it will happen. It's been postponed how many times now? Twice?
Yeah, so the choir were supposed to come over to Berlin last year, which obviously wasn't possible. And we were planning for this year, though it is looking like it might need to be postponed again to 2022. But one day we will make it happen, definitely. There's a great choral tradition in Germany and some stunning venues and churches around Berlin that I really want to show the choir. But really it is just a selfish way for me to be able to sing with you all again.
So whilst you're in Berlin, you are still singing, I gather.
Yeah, I'm singing as much as possible. So I'm a member of the English Choir Berlin, and we're a choir of about 40 or 50 singers from all over the world, set up by our director, Kathleen Bird. And we sing choral evensong once a month at the Berlin Cathedral and various other performances around the city during the year. And I'm very lucky that during the lockdowns, we were still able to sing in the cathedral as soloists or in very small ensembles, very distanced and safe. We've been very fortunate with that, as I know it isn't the case everywhere.
So how have you found singing in the time of COVID with all the restrictions that have been in place? Obviously you have been able to get together and sing with distancing and sometimes with masks, I guess, but how has that been for you as a singer?
Yeah, it's been very strange, which I'm sure many singers would agree with right now. It's in terms of in Berlin, we've had some quite strict guidelines from the government on what we're able to do and how to do it. So there's been very strict rules on the distance between the singers, the level of ventilation in each room, and the length of time that you're able to sing for. We have a very well-rehearsed process when we're doing our choral evensong in the cathedral, where we wear masks up until the point that we begin to sing, and we put them back on to process out of the cathedral.
Well, hopefully those times are going to be behind us fairly soon. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It might still be a way off, but we're edging towards it, and we'll be able to bring the Caritas Consort over to Berlin You've chosen a piece to round off this interview with.
Yeah, so I've chosen to share a recording from a Caritas rehearsal, one of my very last rehearsals with Caritas at the end of 2018, where we sang the final verse of A Spotless Rose by Howells. And the words are actually from a German hymn, Es ist ein Ross entsprungen. And the Howells version is probably the most well-known setting of the carol in the UK. And it's just one of my favourite pieces to sing. It's got beautiful lilting lines, and that final cadence just speaks for itself.
Alice, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope we'll get to see you in person very soon.
Me too, thank you.